All right, YouTube, this is kind of the most capable 1.9 truck that I've ever driven. It's very simple. It's a scx10.2 for the most part on a Vanquish vs4-10 Origin Black Edition chassis. Very few modifications. I drove it for kind of like a shakedown this past weekend with a TRX4 built and a scx10.2 built. And this was a very, very hard truck to follow. Basically unfollowable for those trucks. I have the Comanche body kind of chopped up to fit. I had it for an scx10.2. It doesn't fit too good on here, but it's kind of what I had. So underneath the hood, we'll get into it. These are like the Gen 7 factory beadlocks with the Traxxas tires. One of my favorite tires. Just kind of testing them out on this truck. I have this, I think it's like a JL BLX 46 kg, like ridiculously strong servo. Not what they rated at, but it's definitely strong. I do have a Castle BEC on there, just because you need to with this servo. Anyways, these are stock AR44s. On the front, I have Hot Racing diff cover, and I have the Samix lower shock mounts down here where the Lincoln shock goes in. Stock 10.2 shocks. They are plastic, but they work really good. I do have an Incision servo horn. The Incision bumpers. This was a chassis from a kit, a vs4-10 Origin Black Edition kit. Let's see, I'm running just the axial wild bore 10.2 axles. There you can see my brass links. The brass shock mounts and the Vanquish links. This has the full Vanquish link kit that came with the chassis. Like a nice alloy receiver box. Stock transmission out of the scx10.2, not the kit. Nothing wrong with it. I'm running a Reedy 16 turn 5-slot motor. Really good motor for this truck if you're gonna run brushed. The AE2, probably one of my favorite brushed ESCs. Very smooth, especially on the slow crawl. Is something I really found this thing is good at. That and the 1080, but I really like that axial one better. So the back, very simple. Vanquish mounts, of course. I have these really nice 3D printed exhaust tips that look really nice. Stock AR44. Stock shocks. Like I said, very simple truck. The low center gravity and stuff on this chassis just is incredible. The suspension, the geometry, I don't know what makes it so good, but it is just like, it is incredible what this truck will do. Like I said, I took it down for a shakedown run this past weekend. I did run it without the body because my body was rubbing really bad. But it flexes really good. The center of gravity is so low. It was almost impossible for me to flip it. Obviously, if I went up, straight vertical lines, it could, but kind of the lines that we usually go, that some of the other trucks couldn't get up, this could. These tires are a little big. They do rub in some instances. I was kind of hearing on the chassis. That was another thing that I noticed, but other than that, if you guys have a vs4-10, if you guys have a scx10.2 and you're looking for, I think the best performance mod is the chassis. This is essentially a stock truck. Other than the links. I would suggest the links because they're specific for this chassis. I don't know if it's identical to the 10.2 or not, but I know it's just a nice, clean, direct bolt-in on this chassis, and you could just run all the stock electronics or whatever. But like I said, after running with a nice built TRX4 Sport and a 10.2 with, just basic modifications, nothing crazy, this was kind of like my end all be all out this past weekend. So very capable truck. I actually ended up ordering the pro version of this as well. the same day that I took this thing out for, you know, its first run. So anyways, guys, like I said, this is, I mean, basically a scx10.2, but a Vanquish chassis and Vanquish links, and definitely worth the money. I think you can buy the kit for like 110 bucks, and then the links I think run 60. I bought my chassis on the Vanquish Facebook buy sell trade page with the links for a really good price. So that's also a route. They do pop up for sale. But anyways, guys, there's my vs4-10.